So Canelo wants a rematch with Terence Bud Crawford. But the question is, does Canelo deserve a rematch with Terence Bud Crawford? Was the first fight competitive enough to warrant a rematch? I believe the answer is no. Remember, Bud jumped up in weight. Bud went from 154 to 168. Canelo had been at 168 for years. Now, Bud is actually the taller man with longer arms, but once again, Canelo had time to settle into the weight class. Whenever somebody jumps up, you're supposed to knock their ass back down to their weight division. That's what Marvin Hagler did to Tommy Hearns. Canelo wants a rematch because, quite frankly, his performance was embarrassing. But he shouldn't be embarrassed. Canelo's at the end of the line. Every fight since maybe John Ryder, he's gotten worse and worse. He's on the decline. And it's no offense, it's just father time. Terence Crawford has gotten worse himself. Terence Crawford, the amount of right hands that he got hit with when he fought Madrimal, that wouldn't have happened 3 or 4 years ago. But Crawford, even though he's older than Canelo, he has better natural genetics. He takes better care of his body, doesn't drink. You know what I mean? I don't know if Canelo smokes, but you know. And Crawford is just a better natural athlete. So he's still fast at 38 years old. Canelo, a lot of the upper body movement that made him so dominant at 168, he doesn't have it anymore. His body is getting stiffer. His feet were always slow, but now they're like super slow. But that's just part of the natural aging process. I mean, the man has over 70 fights. That's a lot of wear and tear. So Canelo shouldn't be embarrassed, although he had an embarrassing performance against a fighter coming up. It is what it is. Terence Crawford is just on another level than Canelo. They're both all-time greats. Would I want to see a rematch with Bud and Canelo? No. No, I would not. I believe there's better fights out there if Bud were to stick around. We know Bud is retired. I would like to see Bud take on Jamal Charlo at 160. That would be electric. That would be a great fight. But that's not going to happen. Personally, I would like to see Canelo fight a couple of showcase fights, make some money, and retire. Because at this point in his career, he was always undersized at 168. When you're undersized in any sport, for example, let's say basketball, if you're only 6 foot tall at point guard, you need to be extremely explosive. And when you start to lose that explosiveness, you need to make up for it with IQ. You know what I mean? Being in super conditioning, you have to do extra work because you're smaller. You have to do twice the amount of work just to be able to compete with the larger guys. That's where Canelo is at right now in boxing. But not only is he smaller, but now he's getting old. And he has to compete with guys like Osle Iglesias and Billy and stuff like that. Not a good look, man. It's not going to work out. So he just be taking a lot of damage. And he has a chin to take the damage, but it's not worth it in the long run. You know? He's not going to get knocked out. That makes it even worse. He's going to go 12 rounds with these young guns and get beat on. So I think Canelo should have a couple of showcase fights, make some money, hang it up, call it a career. He had a great career, and he had an old school career where he fought a lot of legends, a lot of Hall of Famers, and he fought over 70 fights. Old school career, man. Shout out to Canelo, but he does not deserve a rematch with Terence Bud Crawford, and the rematch wouldn't have any different results. In fact, he might get done worse because Crawford is a high IQ fighter, and Crawford, once again, is in better shape, has taken better care of his body. Canelo looks worse every fight, so if he declines even more from the Crawford fight, then he probably gets beat on even worse. So it's just not worth it. But y'all let me know what y'all think.